Today I'm going to be setting up a hardwired Ethernet connection using my cell phone. My primary job is to install security systems, camera systems, sound systems. And a lot of times when you're on a job site, basically you can hook up the equipment, but you can't always unlock it. Camera systems also, if you're setting them up, you can't aim the cameras without seeing the cameras. It's a whole lot easier if you can put them up on your cell phone and actually see the camera while you're trying to aim it. Now in my case, I do new construction 99% of the time, which means the homeowners haven't moved in yet. There's no internet at the houses, so it makes it a lot more difficult. Now most people know that there's a hotspot on your cell phone. You can use this hotspot for Wi-Fi connections. So if you need a laptop there, you can plug the laptop in. You can do a few things with the laptop. But again, you can't actually plug into a device with your cell phone. So I'm going to show you how to get a LAN connection from your cell phone, basically on a job site, as long as you have power, because you're still going to need electrical power, obviously, because all your equipment's electric. So if you didn't have electric. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to create a LAN Ethernet connection using your cell phone. I install security systems, cameras, sound systems for a living. Many times on the field you need a LAN Ethernet connection. I do new construction. There's not always Ethernet there. There's not always internet there. So a lot of times when I set up this equipment, I set it up and then I have to come back after the homeowner's there and sometimes troubleshoot, which, you know, if you do this for a living, nobody wants to diagnose a problem with a homeowner standing over their shoulder trying to figure out what's going on. So I prefer to have everything up and running when the homeowner moves in. I can show them how to use it and then they can proceed on with their lives without me making it look like something's bad, wrong, when it could be something minor. Now, a couple good examples. I install Rust sound systems. These come factory locked, so you have to be an authorized installer to actually even unlock the equipment, which requires an internet connection. I use HIK Vision for cameras. They basically have a LAN connection on the back of them, so you can get through the setup menu, you can pull them up on a display. But if you've got more than 4 cameras, most of the houses I do have a minimum of 8 cameras. Basically what happens is you've got them on your display and you either have 2 people with you and one walks around, you talk to each other on the phone, try to aim them, or you go back and forth up and down the ladder 100 times trying to get the camera aimed in the right position. And again, now once you have your internet on, if the homeowner's there, this isn't that bad. You pull it up on your cell phone, you walk around. So this is going to allow me to watch the cameras and aim the cameras on the cell phone before the homeowner ever moves in. Now to set this up, you're going to have to do it from your house. You're going to need a laptop to start with. And again, once we get it all set up, we're going to make it mobile so we can take it with us wherever we go. What I'm going to use is a Linksys RE6300. This is just a repeater. I had this laying around. I mean, most people that do this for a living have pieces and parts like this laying around. This was just laying around in a box. I did a factory reset on it. If it's a new item, you don't have to do that. It's an old item. Once you power it up, press and hold the reset button. Different devices, different lengths of times. I believe this one was 10 seconds, and it'll flash and basically reset to its factory settings. Now, you want a repeater, not an extender, because you want to actually repeat the sound. You don't want to connect to the existing internet and continue on. Some routers will do this. It just has to be in a repeater mode. So some of the routers, I tried this with a bigger router like an EA Linksys router, and it doesn't have repeater mode, so I couldn't use it. So I had to actually find a repeater to do this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug it in, and I'm just going to let it power up. I'm going to wait till it actually gets online. It'll take a minute to boot, and I'll be back. Now while that's booting, real quick explanation of why we can't set this up in the field unless you have multiple devices. Your phone can't be on the Linksys and the hotspot at the same time. It's either going to look for a Wi-Fi connection or the hotspot. So if you turn on the Wi-Fi, basically you're going to grab the Linksys. You're in the Linksys and you can't use the hotspot to set up the internet connection to it. So what I'm doing is I'm disabling my Wi-Fi on my phone for now. I'm going to go into my settings. I'm going to go into my hotspot. I'm going to make sure my hotspot is turned on, which it is. And just to slow that down a bit, if you're using an iPhone, find your settings gear from your main page, Wi-Fi off, go down to hotspot, make sure it's on, and if you haven't set it up, you actually create a password for it. And I'm just going to leave my phone close to the repeater. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go down to my Wi-Fi settings on my computer. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find the Linksys. And it's right there, a Linksys setup. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to connect it. Now I'm in my setup menu for my Linksys. So accept the terms, start the setup menu. Okay, we're going to set this as a wireless range extender. You could also set this as a wired range extender for an access point. This would be if it was in your house, you have an Ethernet line ran to it, and you want to boost the signal. Our case, we don't want to do that. We want to use it as a range extender. Most of the time in a normal network, you don't want to do that because it catches the signal from the first one to the next one to the next one to the next one. Now, as you can see here, it's already trying to find my wireless connections. I don't want to pick my house out of this. I need to find my cell phone. Now, if your phone doesn't pop right up right away, hit the refresh button. And again, different Linksys, Netgear, all of them are going to set a little differently. Every now and then, like in my case, I had to actually go back into my personal hotspot, turn it off, turn it back on to get my device to pop up. Just stubborn sometimes. Once you get into your hotspot though, use your password. I'm going to connect to it. And again, what we're doing is we're taking the Linksys repeater, tying it into the hotspot. Once we get this done, we'll be able to take this no matter where we go, plug this into the wall, put our cell phone by it, and actually have internet, either Wi-Fi or we're going to use a hard line to actually hardline into stuff on in my case. So now I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to go to my network. I'm going to disable the Wi-Fi. So my Wi-Fi is now turned off. Now after the 2.4 pops up, the 5 gigahertz, I'm not going to use a second network anyhow. I'm not sure the 5 or the iPhone 10 will even send out a 5G network. So I'm just going to put I don't need a second network. You can create your own password for it. I'm just going to leave it the same as my phone for now, just for ease of use. Again, the phone can't be super far away from it because the hotspot coming off here is made for local use. It's not made to send out for a whole house. So the signal coming out of your phone is not strong. So even though my phone is only a couple feet away, it's not going to broadcast very far anyhow. So next, I'm just going to make it the same as my password. If I can spell it correctly. And again, this is just for setup purposes. Save the information. I'm going to skip registration because I've already registered 1,000 times probably. And there's my new network name. And it's all set. I have an Ethernet cable. So I'm going to reach around the computer here. Computer and into my repeater, and it immediately popped up identifying no internet. And now this is not super high speed because you're running off of a cell phone, so we'll take it a minute to connect. Now again, you've got to be a little patient. This can take up to a minute, minute and a half. And since I moved it, you'll notice on your phone the time in the top left corner is actually blue. So I know I'm now connected. My green light also popped on here. Okay, after about a minute, I finally connected. Green light up here. Hotspot is lit up here in the top left, so I know basically if your time is lit up blue, something's connected to your hotspot. So I've got a green light here. I've got a green light here. My Wi-Fi is still turned off down here. As you can see, I've actually got a connection to my Safe and Sound, which is my phone. And we're just going to hit a web browser for giggles. And we're going to Google. Well, we're already there. I'm on Bing. We'll do a Google speed test. I'm going to run speed test. So I'm getting 16 megabytes down off of my cell phone. And let's see what our upload is. Now, again, this depends on your network too. I'm on an LTE right now, Verizon network. So depending on how strong your LTE is, if you're on 5G, if you're on 3G, if you're on whatever, your speeds are going to change. But I've got more than enough to even stream a movie on my laptop right now if I wanted to. Linksys plugged in the wall, cell phone hotspot up to the Linksys, hardwire down to the computer or the sound system or the camera system, whatever you've got. And now you've got a hardwired internet system. Now, that's been the long drawn out version. Basically I explained a little bit better in case you're not super familiar with electronics, computers, setting up Wi-Fi range extenders, stuff like that. I'm going to do an abbreviated version. So if you found this version, if you don't want the long drawn out version, look at the description below and there'll be a short, fast, easy version. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please click on the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.